Recording in progress.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Whitehall City Council meeting of August 2nd, 2022. If everyone would please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Aug, would you please call roll?
Bailey,
Present.
Dixon,
Present.
Elmore, present. Coniston, present. Cantor,
Present.
Heck,
Present.
Smith,
Present.
President Potter.
Present. This time I'd accept a motion for the approval of the July 19th, 2022 agenda and regular meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to approve the minutes of July 9th.
Second.
There's been a motion by Ms. Coniston, second by Mr. Cantor for the approval of the minutes. Is there any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved. This brings us to our first poll public of the evening, so if anyone would like to come forward, that would be you. Please state your name and your address. Okay. And since we've got no one to come forward, we'll move into our standing committee reports. Administration and Financial Management, Chairperson Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to take a second to wish Mr. Cantor a happy birthday,
Oh, thank you.
which was yesterday. Administration and Financial Management did meet last Tuesday. Our minutes are on file. We will meet again next Tuesday sometime after 6:30.
Thank you. Community and Elder Advocacy, Chairperson Dixon.
Thank you, President Potter. Community and Elder Advocacy met last week. Our minutes are on file. We have no legislation on the agenda tonight, and we will be meeting next week at around the same time after 6:30.
Very good. Community Standards and Enforcement, Chairperson Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. Community Standards and Enforcement met last week. Our minutes are on file, and we will meet again next week.
Very good. Economic Development, Chairperson Cantor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Economic Development met last week. Our minutes are on file, and we will meet again next week right here after 6:30.
Very good. Infrastructure Maintenance and Services, Chairperson Coniston.
Thank you, President Potter. Infrastructure Maintenance and Services also met last week. Our minutes are on file, and we'll meet again here around 6:35.
Okay, very good. Public Safety, Chairperson Elmore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Safety met last week. We have no draft of pending legislation. We already have our minutes on file. We'll meet again next week.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation, Chairperson Heck.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks and Recreation met last week. Our minutes are on file. We have no legislation on the agenda tonight, and we will meet this coming Tuesday sometime after 6:30.
Thank you. Official reports. Mayor Maggard is not with us this evening, nor City Administrator Woodruff. But we do have Attorney Bivens.
I am here. Thank you, Mr. President, members of council. Thank you, everyone, for coming out this evening. Just before I begin with the officials report, I just want to thank the administration, mayor, city administrator publicly for a great food truck festival. It was just fantastic. And even this evening with National Night Out, it's just a great time to live in the city of Whitehall. It's just peaceful seeing all of the members and all of the residents. It's just been a great couple of days, so I'm kind of high right now on Whitehall life, so it's just, please excuse me. But from the city attorney's office, I did report to council in the month of June as it related to the numbers, but I want to tell you the total numbers for what we've seen in the city attorney's office for the month of July. And the total number for all cases that we were able to prosecute in July were 249 cases. Now the difference this month, similar to last month, is that our mayor's court filings were completely lower than what they've been historically. So historically, our cases have been roughly about 136 cases, sometimes in excess of 208. In the month of June, if you recall, I said that it was very low and it was 73. In the month of July, it was 111. And I did some digging and I found out, and what happened and the reason for it is not a systemic issue as it relates to the crime in the city of Whitehall. It's the way that the police department has chosen to file the cases. As you know, bail reform is a big issue at this point. And so as a result of bail reform, a lot of the cases and a lot of the officers have, through their discretion, been filing cases in municipal court rather than in our mayor's court. So it becomes a flip-flop of what it's been before, wherein they could issue a case by summons where it would come directly to mayor's court. Now they are taking these individuals, arresting them, taking them down to municipal court. Because of bail reform, they're getting a no bail, so they're being released from jail, but they're at least going through the process of going downtown. It's creating a systemic issue in the city attorney's office that I'm closely monitoring, and what I'm hopeful not to do, emphasis on not, is coming to this council and asking council to increase the city attorney's budget, because with the municipal court filings being increased by 50 to almost 100%, that puts a big burden on the 2 staff members that I have already down in municipal court. I have had a conversation with the chief. It's going to be fixed, but it's so far, that's the change that's caused it. So the council knows just overall the total amount of cases out of the 249 cases combined with municipal and mayor's court that were committed of a criminal nature by Whitehall residents were still only 35 out of the 249 cases. So, like I said before, and as we've been tracking for all of these years, crime committed by Whitehall residents is extremely low. And it continues to be low. In fact, I'm almost at the point where I can just say we should expect it to just be low. So right now, from the city attorney's office, once again, 249 cases total, not just in mayor's court. That's mayor's court and municipal, and out of those 249, only 35 of a criminal nature were committed by Whitehall residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Very interesting information. Director of Public Service, Mr. Gregg is not with us this evening, and our treasurer, Mr. Alexander, is not with us this evening. There have been no official reports filed in the council office since our last meeting. Additionally, there have been no communications, petitions, and claims filed as well. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll, and so that each member of council is given a copy of each item of legislation listed on the agenda prior to the meeting, including any add-on legislation?
Bailey?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes?
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Thank you. That brings us to third reading, and this evening we've got no legislation for third reading. Under second reading, we have 4 items listed, and these will all be by title only. First one being Ordinance 41, 2022, amending the ordinance number 40, 2011 to update the tax exemptions available within the Main Street Redevelopment District Community Reinvestment Area. Ordinance 42, 2022, which will have a public hearing on August 16th, amending the zoning map attached to Chapter 1122 of the 1970 Codified Ordinances of the City of Whitehall, Ohio, and is subsequently amending the Planned Unit Development, PUD, approved on November 2nd, 2021 for the property located on East Broad Street, Hamilton Road, and Poth Road, parcel numbers listed in Appendix A, property owned by the City of Whitehall, and declaring an emergency. Our third piece of legislation by title only is Ordinance 43, 2022, approving Community Reinvestment Area real property tax exemption applications for Yearling Rickenbach Development Group, LLC, Whitehall Community Improvement Corporation, Yearling Green 1, LLC, or their respective designees, and declaring an emergency. And our final piece of legislation is Ordinance 44, 2022, approving a Community Reinvestment Area real property tax exempt application for Buckeye Apartments LLC or its designee, and authorizing the execution of a Master Community Reinvestment Area agreement for the provision of a real property tax abatements with the East Broad Street District Community Reinvestment Area in accordance with a development agreement and for the purpose of encouraging the creation of new jobs within the city and declaring an emergency. That brings us to our first readings, and first item will be Ordinance 50, 2022, authorizing and approving an appropriation from unappropriated monies in the General Fund 101 in the amount of $66,000 to the 101.200.51,655 IT security special expense account and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce ordinance 50/2022 and move for suspension of rules.
Second?
It's been a motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Coniston, to introduce ordinance 50/2022 and suspend all rules. Is there any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes?
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will move to adopt.
Second?
Motion to adopt by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Coniston. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes?
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Ordinance 50/2022 has been adopted. Resolution 23/2022, authorizing the mayor to place a prospective applicant for the position of dispatcher at a step D in compliance with section 17.2 of the current labor agreement by and between the City of Whitehall and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council Incorporated, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce Resolution 23/2022 and move for the suspension of the rules, please.
Second?
There's been a motion by Mr. Cantor, second by Ms. Coniston, to introduce Resolution 23/2022 and for suspension of all rules. Is there discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes?
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move for adoption, please.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Cantor, second by Ms. Coniston for adoption. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes?
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Resolution 23/2022 has been adopted. Resolution 24/2022, resolution authorizing the mayor to contract with Robert Half International Incorporated, an employment agency, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce Resolution 24/2022 and move for suspension of all rules.
Second.
There's been a motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Elmore, to introduce Resolution 24/2022 and suspension of all rules. Is there any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes?
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Elmore. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes?
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Peck?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Resolution 24/2022 has been adopted. Our final piece of legislation this evening is Resolution 25/2022, which will be read by title only, approving the recommendations of the City of Whitehall Tax Incentive Review Council for tax year 2021. This now brings us to our second poll public of the evening. We'll invite anybody to come forward. And if you would, please state your name and address, and we'll have 3 minutes to discuss whatever it is you'd like. Seeing no activity, I'll move to Community Date Board.
There's a blood drive tomorrow at the fire station from 1 to 7. You can sign up on Facebook. There's a link.
Great, thank you.
Sunday is the last music in the park. It's the fabulous Johnson Brothers, and if you have not seen them perform, you are missing something. They are awesome. And right before that is the Wcca Cruising, and it will be held at Etna, or actually Rosemore, that parking lot, at Rosemore Middle School. So we'll have Uncle Will's wagon there, great barbecue, nachos, there'll be lots of raffles, so everybody come on up. It'll be a good time.
Thank you.
Prizes and trophies?
Gas cards this time for the
That's a pretty
winners.
good trophy.
That's a pretty good trophy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else for Community Date Board? And we will move into poll council. Mr. Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the interest of getting out and enjoying this evening, I have no comment tonight.
And I salute you. Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will just say thank you to those that showed up here in person, and of course, as always, those at home watching. Your viewing is very important, your participation is very important, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Elmore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for everybody that's viewing. You still have until 8 o'clock to go over to National Night Out. So come on out. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Coniston?
Thank you, everybody, for watching and coming out, and I was already at National Night Out, and it's a fun time, so everybody needs to get on out there.
Mr. Cantor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Wow, everybody said it. Well, I was going to say, so thanks for watching, thanks for coming. The Bibbins are here. Always a pleasure seeing you, ladies. That's all I got. I'll see you soon, girl. I love you.
Very good. Ms. Heck?
Yeah.
Top that.
I can top that. Thanks for everybody that's came in. Thanks for everybody watching from home. I agree, Karen. I was there earlier. It's great. A lot of fun. You still have 45 minutes, so you should go check it out. And that's all I have.
Okay, very good. Ms. Smith?
I love going last. Thank you for what everyone else said. Again, thank you for those here in person and those watching. And have a lovely evening.
Okay, I really have no comments this evening, other than thank you for coming out to council, as well as the Food Truck Fest, which went very, very well. And if you do make it this year, by all means, you'll need to come next year. It's just a lot of fun.
Move to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Cantor to adjourn. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
And we are adjourned at 7:16.
They left you.